Did you know that studies have indicated that topically applied capsaicin may be a safe and effective treatment for post-herpetic neuralgia? In a double-blind study, 32 elderly patients with chronic post-herpetic neuralgia were treated with either capsaicin cream or its vehicle for a 6-week period. Chronic pain, defined as pain that lasts for longer than 3 months after the onset of the initial injury or disease, affects approximately 20% of Americans. The high prevalence of pain and pain-related diseases is a leading cause of disability and a major contributor to the global disease burden. Our skin, this incredible organ that envelops us, is constantly working to detect potential threats and provide us with vital information about our environment. It's like a sophisticated early warning system, alerting us to dangers such as intense heat from a fire that could cause devastating burns, dangerously low temperatures that could lead to frostbite, and even the loss of limbs, and excessive pressure that could result in tissue damage. This remarkable ability to sense these stimuli is crucial for our survival and well-being. Just this week, the scientific community celebrated a groundbreaking achievement in our understanding of these very senses. The prestigious 2021 Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine was awarded to 2 brilliant scientists whose dedicated research unveiled the intricate skin receptors responsible for detecting heat, cold, and pressure. Their discoveries have not only deepened our knowledge of how we perceive the world, but have also opened up new avenues for understanding and treating various medical conditions, particularly those involving pain. One of the key discoveries in this field was the identification of the TRPV1 receptor. Interestingly, this breakthrough was made possible thanks to capsaicin, a fascinating substance found naturally in hot chili peppers. You might be familiar with that fiery sensation you get after eating something spicy. That's largely due to capsaicin's interaction with these receptors. But capsaicin isn't just about adding heat to our food. It also has some intriguing medicinal properties and is used to manage certain types of persistent pain. So, what exactly is capsaicin? What kinds of chronic pain can it help with? And are there any potential downsides or adverse effects to its use? Today, we're going to delve into the world of capsaicin and explore its fascinating connection to our sense of touch and pain. Our skin, often underestimated, is actually the largest organ in the human body. It forms the protective outer layer that defines our unique shapes and colors. This incredible barrier is composed of billions of cells and performs a multitude of vital functions. It plays a crucial role in regulating our body temperature, acting as a shield against harmful germs and pathogens, and serving as our primary interface with the external environment, constantly sensing and responding to the world around us. The skin itself is made up of several distinct layers: the epidermis, the outermost layer, the dermis, the middle layer, and the hypodermis, the deepest layer. Within these layers reside a vast network of neurons, delicate, thread-like structures that are intricately connected to our brain. These neurons act like vigilant sentinels, constantly monitoring our surroundings and relaying information back to the brain. Specialized receptors located on these skin neurons are responsible for detecting a wide range of sensations, from the pleasant feeling of a warm bath to the alarming sensation of scalding oil. We all know from personal experience that our skin possesses a remarkable ability to detect temperature with great precision. We can distinguish between something that's mildly warm, intensely hot, or even dangerously scorching. Our skin achieves this through specialized receptors located on the nerve endings. However, until about 2 decades ago, the exact nature of these receptors, what they looked like, how they were activated by different temperatures, and how we might be able to influence their activity, remained a mystery. It wasn't until the groundbreaking work of one of the Nobel Prize laureates that this puzzle began to be solved. They discovered and named a specific receptor, the transient receptor potential cation channel subfamily V member 1, or TRPV1 for short. What's particularly interesting is that the scientists who made this discovery actually used capsaicin as a key tool in their research to find this receptor. Capsaicin, as we mentioned earlier, has a long history of use, both in culinary applications and for its medicinal properties, spanning over 4,000 years. If you've ever eaten a particularly spicy chili pepper, you'll likely remember the immediate burning sensation in your mouth, the beads of sweat forming on your forehead, and perhaps even a flushed appearance. That intense reaction is triggered by capsaicin, as if trying to extinguish a fire. This explains why people often sweat on their face when they eat very spicy foods. Now, here's where capsaicin's medicinal applications come into play. Interestingly, despite its ability to initially cause a burning sensation, we actually use capsaicin to treat certain forms of chronic pain. Let's break down how this works. As I explained, when a capsaicin molecule reaches a skin neuron, it binds to the TRPV1 receptor, causing the receptor to open and initiating an electrical impulse that travels to the brain, signaling pain. A single exposure to capsaicin will indeed produce this effect. However, if we repeatedly expose the same neuron to capsaicin, say 4 times a day for at least 2 weeks, something remarkable happens. The neuron starts to become less sensitive to pain. This is because the neurotransmitter responsible for transmitting pain signals, a substance called substance P, gets depleted. Without sufficient substance P, the pain signals can no longer be effectively transmitted to the brain, resulting in pain relief. In many countries, including Canada, we have topical creams and patches available that contain low doses of capsaicin. These typically come in 2 main concentrations, 0.025 art and 0.075%. We usually advise patients to start by applying the lower concentration first. They will likely still feel a burning sensation initially, but with continued application, the skin in that area will gradually become less sensitive. After this initial adjustment period, they can then consider using the higher concentration, 0.075%, for potentially greater pain relief. For this treatment to be effective, it's crucial to apply the capsaicin cream or lotion 4 times a day, and it may take a couple of weeks before the patient starts to notice significant pain relief. They then need to continue this 4 times a day application until their pain condition is resolved. However, if the area of skin that requires capsaicin application is very large, this treatment approach can become impractical and quite expensive due to the amount of cream or lotion needed and the frequency of application. Therefore, we typically recommend topical capsaicin primarily for smaller, easily accessible areas like the hands, feet, ankles, and knees, often for arthritis pain in these joints. We generally advise against applying it to more than 2 areas of arthritis at the same time to limit the amount of capsaicin that gets absorbed into the body. Scientific studies have shown that the pain relief achieved with topical capsaicin in these localized areas can be comparable to that obtained with topical non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, NSAIDs. Topical capsaicin can also be beneficial for small areas of neuropathic pain, such as pain caused by peripheral nerve entrapment. In some countries, there are also high-concentration capsaicin patches available, containing as much as 8% capsaicin. However, these high-concentration patches can only be applied by a doctor in a hospital setting due to the intense burning sensation they can cause. They have been found to be useful for conditions like post-herpetic neuralgia, nerve pain after shingles. Interestingly, patients often need to be given some form of anesthesia or a strong local anesthetic before the patch is applied because the initial burning sensation can be quite unbearable. These high-concentration patches are typically applied for a period of 60 minutes, and the pain relief effects can often last for up to 3 months. Now, it's important to discuss when you should not be using capsaicin. But before I do, let me just remind you that the information I'm providing in this video is for educational purposes only. If you think you have a condition that might benefit from capsaicin treatment, Please consult with your own doctor to get personalized medical advice. And if you experience a medical emergency, please go to the nearest emergency department or call for an ambulance immediately. Also, if you're finding this video helpful and informative, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more health-related content. Capsaicin should never be applied to any area of skin that is irritated or has an open wound. Applying it to broken or inflamed skin can cause significant discomfort and potentially worsen the irritation. It should also be strictly avoided on mucous membranes such as the eyes, mouth, or genital areas, as it can cause intense burning and irritation in these sensitive regions. As I mentioned earlier, it's always a good idea to wear gloves or use a cotton swab when applying capsaicin creams or lotions to avoid getting it on your fingers and accidentally transferring it to sensitive areas like your eyes. If you experience any signs of skin irritation after using capsaicin, such as increased redness, itching, or swelling, you should probably stop using it and consult with your doctor or pharmacist, as you might be having a reaction or allergy. While some initial burning or stinging is common with capsaicin use, persistent or worsening skin irritation is not normal. It's also important to remember that you need to apply capsaicin 4 times a day consistently to experience its pain-relieving benefits. If you stop for a day or two, the skin sensitivity might return, and you'll likely experience the initial burning sensation again when you reapply it. Finally, it's crucial to avoid applying any form of heat to the skin, such as heating pads, hot water bottles, or hot baths, either before or immediately after applying capsaicin, as this can intensify the burning sensation. So, that's a comprehensive overview of capsaicin and its role in pain management today. I hope you found this information helpful. Keep an eye out for my next video, which will cover another interesting health topic. Thank you so much for watching today, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.